Welcome to Dental Success Beyond Chairside, the podcast that is dedicated to revolutionising the way dental professionals succeed beyond the dental chair. Join us for a unique blend of insightful interviews with industry experts and valuable tidbits of information to help you thrive in your dental specialist practice. In each 20-minute episode, we'll delve into a variety of topics, including HR, marketing, innovative techniques and systems, and AI, to help you transform your practice and unlock its full potential. Whether you're a dentist, specialist, or oral health therapist looking to enhance your practice, this podcast is your go-to resource for professional, personal, and profitable success. Get ready to go beyond the dental chair and discover what lies ahead in your practice journey with Dental Success Beyond Chairside. Welcome to today's episode of Dental Success Beyond Chairside. Growing a practice isn't just about seeing more patients, it's about having the right systems in place to support long-term success. But how do you scale effectively without losing quality or control? I'm honoured to have Dr Ash Patel with me today from Peel Orthodontics. Thank you so much for joining us today, Ash. It's great to have you here.
Thank you, Michelle. It's a pleasure to be here. Thanks for inviting.
No, I feel very honoured, so it's great. When Dr Ash first took over Peel Orthodontics, it was a small, part-time practice with just 2 staff. Now it's expanded to a full-time operation with a larger team and multiple associates, all the while keeping patient care at the centre. Ash, can you share your story and the role systems play in helping you scale successfully?
Thanks, Michelle. I'll hopefully try and recall a story or recount a story that makes sense and is kind of chronological, but please bear with me if it doesn't. I graduated in the UK in orthodontics in 2005. I worked in the UK NHS system and did a bit of private work. For me, the private work that I did in the UK really helped hone, because a lot of orthodontics is available within the health system in the UK, we really had to showcase what benefits private orthodontic treatment offered. But also, we had to treat our patients in a manner where they felt understood and the needs were being met. So when I came over to Australia in 2009, it was a real eye-opener where I'm moving from a predominantly publicly funded system into a privately funded system. And what was ingrained in me through my working career in private practice was how to communicate and how to, try and hopefully treat patients like their people, and actually try and understand what their requirements are. Because within orthodontics, there's so many different options, generally speaking, but it's trying to understand what their needs are, but also then communicating the solutions to those needs in a manner that hopefully doesn't bamboozle them. But that was something that I've always kind of really adhered to. It's almost become second nature. Initially, I worked as an associate when I came to Australia, but I always wanted my own practice, and an opportunity arose where I could buy a ongoing practice that was open a couple of days a week, because the orthodontist that was here also had a main practice close to where he lived. And whether it's luck, serendipity, or just good fortune, I came across Andrew. He was amazing. I still really value what he showed me, the way he treated me with kindness. He offered me to buy his practice, and I really thought I'd won in the deal. When I spoke to him, he thought he won in the deal as well when we exchanged. And so that was a really great start. I did inherit some really experienced staff, and I just didn't want to change that initially, because me coming in when it was exiting, I just didn't want to ruffle feathers. From the get-go, because I was working in the area, Andrew already had a decent reputation. All I had to do really was kind of follow that through and make sure we maintained our reputation in terms of customer service. And so when I took over, I had virtually no practice owner experience. So a lot of my journey has been quite bumpy and trial and errors, and we're still on that journey, and now maybe 15 years into it. So when I started, it was just myself, and I had a nurse and a receptionist. And slowly but surely, as we got busier, as I did more days, a lot of the practice revolved around me, as in it wasn't Peel Orthodontics, it was Dr. Ash Patel. But I got to a point where I needed additional team members or therapists, other associates. So I was trying to change this concept that rather than patients are coming to see me, that they're being looked after by this team, although that team is a reflection of me. If I go on a tangent there, I think it's really interesting. I had a patient today, and like I said, I've been in this practice nearly 15 years, I believe, and they were still just blown away. They said, we're just so impressed by the moment we walked in, through the explanation, through the treatment, but also the aftercare. And I think it's a real testament to the team that's around me. But anyone who's starting in practice, or I'm going off a bit of a tangent here, I'd really strongly suggest that know who you are and know what you want to put out there, and what you may have heard of this, the unique selling points are of your practice and what you embody. And for me, I've always, whether it's in orthodontics or whether it's in personal private life, or it's freedom of choice. It's be who you are, do what you want, and do the best that you can. For me, I'm very much a patient-centered kind of orthodontist. Of course, in my head, I have an idea of what the perfect orthodontic outcome looks like. But I also am aware of sometimes that patients don't want that. They don't want to go through 2-3 years of treatment, including surgery and this and the other. What they're looking for is, hey, can you straighten up my upper front teeth or lower front teeth? I accept that I've got overbite, whatever it may be. I'm not against offering patients what they want, as long as it's not detrimental to their health. But as part of consent, what I will do is go, yes, I know you want this, but as completeness sake, let me give you a big picture. We can do this, and these are the benefits, pros and cons. We can do this. Then ultimately, I will, ask them to choose. Occasionally, patients will go, what do you recommend? If I have a strong feeling, then I will make my recommendation. But generally speaking, I'm very much pro. Here's the information, what fits in with you. I think that's something that we've kind of stuck to and has gone through our team. Initially, when we were recruiting, and Michelle, you were our first practice manager, and the systems that you brought in, but I think we narrowed down that, the most important thing for any practice is their patients, because if you've got no patients, well, you've got no practice. It's also the people in there. But you do need to make a profit. There's no point just going, well, let's treat everyone and staff can have everything that they want. But ultimately, if you're not making a profit, well, you're not going to be able to see patients and you're not going to be able to keep your people.
I think what you said, Ash, is obviously your orthodontics, your communication. Obviously, you relayed what your values were, who you wanted to see. You were very patient-focused and understanding that. I just want to come back to how you said that you went off on that tangent, that patient came in today and they said, it's so good, like when they come in, this has said this. But these are the systems that we set up around the patient to understand that patient journey. And we set up those systems so they're still going to be exactly the same. Do you want to talk about this? Because there was, we set up so many systems together, you and I, with multiple iterations.
Yes.
It's not just sort of set and forget. And then as 100%. Things go and change. Do you want to talk a little bit about that? Because I think what that patient said today, from however many years ago when they first started coming here with their family, those systems have helped set up for success. Obviously, the way you communicate and understand your patients and everything, that's obviously been integral in growth and success. But those other foundations, I feel, are very important to share. If you'd like to share.
Yeah, 100%. Again, I'll go off on a bit of a tangent. I have a couple of favorite restaurants and I've enjoyed my meals there. But sometimes you go and you go, that just wasn't quite there. So one of the things is consistency. How do we get consistency? You get consistency because everyone is following this. Of course, you have different team members that bring their different personality. But there's a guideline as to when the patient initially makes contact. These are things that we want to say. Simple things like, hey, you need to have a smile on your face. And I'll be honest, if you don't have a smile on your face, generally speaking, I don't think you're going to survive in this practice for very long. Because again, that's what we embody. And if you don't, that's okay. This isn't the place for you and we aren't your people. We have systems, as soon as a patient makes a phone call, prior to that, the way we it's like a circle. The patient that is in the chair, you treat them like I would want to be treated. What they're going to be is they're going to be your biggest advocate. So by the time their neighbor goes, hey, do you know an orthodontist? Yeah, we know Peel Orthodontics. They've already made contact because the neighbor said, that's a huge recommendation. They call our practice, and pretty much every single phone call when a new patient comes in, we've got systems, we've got scripts. I'm not saying it's followed, but it's a guideline. Be yourself. We don't want you to be a robot. When information goes out for appointments, it's consistent. It's the same. When they come in, it's the same. Whether it's they're seeing me, whether they're seeing Dr. Wee, Dr. Luke, the TC will come out. They will greet the patient. This is what we do. It's not left to chance. When they go through treatment that's being offered, when we're doing a consultation, we have our system. This is what we do. This is how we measure it. The doctors will spend maybe 15 minutes in there. But they spend 45 minutes with a treatment coordinator. And again, bring your personality, but there is a system. There's a guideline that we follow. So whether we saw a patient 12 months ago, today, next year, they're going to get the same. I think that's really important, especially when you've got families coming through. I would want to experience great service consistently. We've automated a lot, but we've also got a lot of systems in place, whether it's new patients, whether it's treatment coordinator, whether it's the protocols within our practice, whether patients having braces or aligners. We have so many protocols. That being said, we're constantly reviewing, I'm looking for places. How can we make that better? How can we make this more efficient? How can we, get that patient to go, wow, yeah, they see what they're spending. Everyone knows braces cost whatever they cost, but they want to be able to see value for money because that's what I would like to see. We have a lot of systems, front office, back office, but we're still continuously evolving and changing. I think that's the exciting part.
Absolutely. And so much technology and AI is coming in to be able to assist with that. But that can help with those menial type tasks that you don't need to do because then you really want to focus on that patient experience. As you said, it's about attracting the patient that you want, then them referring to you, and then you retaining it. It's that patient that's actually doing it. So just with regard to marketing spend, if you're sort of happy to talk about that, do you pay for anything for your marketing or?
So we have someone who looks after our website. We have some wonderful team members who look after our Instagram or Facebook. I don't have any ideas, but again, there's a system. Every month we'll post something. And it's probably pre-planned 6 to 12 months ahead. Again, we're constantly generating ideas. But when it comes to Facebook advertising, Instagram advertising, Google advertising, we don't spend a single dollar on that. I truly believe, I was thinking about this when I spoke to this patient, the single biggest advert for you is that patient in that chair. There's an interesting book, I think, called Raving Fans or something. The moment they walk out, the mum was telling me, she goes, you go onto Facebook and you put in orthodontist and your name just, we're not perfect, I admit it. But again, that's part of customer service. If you do something and the system fails or something hasn't gone right, I genuinely believe we take ownership and go, right, we did do that well, leave it with us, we'll fix it for you, we will carry that. I think that's a huge way of also turning a negative into a positive. They're going, because when things are going well, people go, oh, that's really good. But when things aren't going well and you can change that patient's perception, they're going to be an even bigger advocate for you. No matter what you spend on Google, Facebook, I think there's nothing, certainly in our area, parents talk, especially at school. Most of our patients will have spoken to at least a couple of people, the dentist, they advocate for us, the neighbors who advocate for us. Already they're walking in and going, I know what I'm expecting, and I know I'm going to pretty much take up treatment here because there's nothing bigger than someone that you trust, your family, your friends, that if they make a recommendation, it's gold.
And I remember Rosemary Bray coming in and talking about that. I mean, that's when we adopted a lot of the philosophies of what she had said as well. Like a person who was a referral, you go to your dentist and your dentist says, look, they probably give a list or you, if it's the government, but otherwise they might say, yes, Peel Orthodontics is amazing. Then they'll go around and they'll ask those people, then they'll do a search, and then Facebook, you've got consistency there. You've got your plan out 6 and 12 months in advance. You've got got things coming up all the time, which I really am a big advocate of as well. Then they'll ring. So that first phone call is the first patient, the touch point, and you've got all of that scripted. Then they come in and they've got that welcome there. They've had a touch point 2 days before with the treatment coordinator or the reception calling them. So that experience is being built. I remember Rosemary saying, like, if they've got a really good referral, if everything's ticking the boxes, if they get the professional welcome pack, fully informed, they're going to say yes. And I feel that Peel Orthodontics really encompasses that, and it's showing what you've done. Like, obviously you do have intra-marketing with competitions and sending out thank yous. You're paying staff to do the social media, but you're not paying anything for Facebook ads or Google ads or anything. People are still coming to you, and you've got your book booked out. I'm a big advocate, and I'm so pleased that I actually worked at Peel, because you were so good at letting us attend conferences and workshops, and I just learnt so much. I mean, I was all about systems, obviously, when I came in, because the biggest pain point, Ash, to be perfectly honest, now I go out, is HR. It's HR, because what's happened, just like you started off with a couple of people. It was all really great. Well, I think you inherited them. But anyway, it was all really nice because you're all excited. And then you go and then people come on, and then it's just like, oh, yes, got anything. And, and that's when I came into your practice, and it was exactly where our practice was the 15 years earlier. Just setting up those systems with onboarding, and then getting those foundations with your purpose and your mission and what you want to achieve, and empowering the team to do everything. I think that was a really big thing. Do you agree?
If you ask any of my team, they probably think I don't do it. Actually, no, that's a lie. They know I work hard. But I am a huge advocate of delegating. Now, like a lot of us in this profession, we like to manage, we like to coordinate. I'm a huge advocate of delegating. One, it takes the pressure off me. Two, I get to do things I really like doing. And three, I truly believe the vast majority of my team are here, because of what we have, but also because they feel they're part of something. And the way to feel a part of something, rather than go, well, I'm going to come in and today I'm just going to be polishing teeth, is actually some kind of ownership. Hey, where do your passions lie? What do you like doing? Where do you want to see your growth? I think that's really important, and lift the whole business. And it's not just me who's happy here, but one of the things that get commented is the number of time patients come in and go, wow, isn't this a happy place? It's not just happy because I'm happy. It's happy because of the whole team.
I was going to say, you've got very long-term staff, which is indicative of those foundations that you've set up, which is really good. Is there anything that we haven't discussed that you would like to share with our audience, Dr. Ash?
I think one of the things I've listened to speakers before. I'm not a magician. I don't have all the answers. Like with anything in life, there's challenges. And I agree with you, Michelle. One of my biggest challenges when we have some wonderful people is they've got personalities. We like that. But also that causes some issues. So one of our challenges is HR. You know me, Michelle, it's like I'll call black, black, white, white. And some people resonate with that. Some people are like, well, I don't know. That's just me. But I think the longer people work with me, I don't mean any offense, but I like that, or I don't like that, or let's do this or don't do that sort of things. I have to say my team are amazing to put up with me. But yeah, I think HR is probably just kind of managing personalities and maybe clashes before they go.
Yeah, I was going to say addressing concerns is a big thing. We're in our current series of HR, and that's just one of the biggest things. Just say something straight away. It's so much easier in the long run. Anyway, thank you so much for joining us, Dr. Ash. Really appreciate you sharing your story and what's happened with your life with Peel Orthodontics. For more information about Dr. Ash and Peel Orthodontics, please see our episode show notes. Thank you so much, Ash. Really great having you on.
Thanks, Michelle. Take care. Bye.
If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe to our podcast or YouTube channel. Your support helps us keep bringing you valuable insights from top leaders in the dental industry. Next time, we'll be talking about the power of systems with Ange Wall from Optimise Solutions. Ange is a systemisation expert who has seen firsthand how the right processes can create a more efficient practice. She'll share a light bulb moment that showed her how videos change the way a business runs. Thanks for listening. See you next time.